And all the lineages of Israel came to David in Hebron and said, Lo, we be thy bone and thy flesh. But also yesterday and the third day ago, when Saul was king upon us, thou leddest us out, and leddest again Israel. Forsooth, the Lord said to thee, Thou shalt feed my people Israel, and thou shalt be duke upon Israel. Also, and the elder men of Israel came to the king into Hebron, and King David smote them with the bond of peace in Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed David into king upon Israel. David was a son of 30 years when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years in Hebron. He reigned upon Judah 7 years and 6 months, and in Jerusalem he reigned 33 years upon all Israel and Judah. And the king went, and all the men that were with him, into Jerusalem, to the Jebusites, the dwellers of the land. And it was said of them to David, Thou shalt not enter hither. No, but thou do away blind men and lame, saying, David shall not enter hither. Forsooth David took the tower of Zion. This is the city of David. For David had purposed in that day to have given meed to him that had smitten Jebusites, and that had touched the gutters of the house roofs, and that had taken away lame men and blind, hating the life of David. Therefore it is said in common speech, a blind man and a lame shall not enter into the temple. David dwelled in the tower, and called it the city of David, and he builded by compass from Millo and within. And he entered profiting and increasing, and the Lord God of hosts was with him. Also Hiram, king of Tyre, sent messengers to David, and cedar trees, and craftsmen of wood, and craftsmen of stones to make walls, and they builded the house of David. And David knew that the Lord had confirmed him king upon Israel, that he had enhanced his realm upon his people Israel. Therefore David took yet more concubines and wives of Jerusalem. After that he came from Hebron, and also other sons and daughters were born to David. And these be the names of them that were born to him in Jerusalem: Shammua, and Shobab, and Nathan, and Solomon, and Ibhar, and Elishua, and Nepheg, and Japhiah, and Elishama, and Eliada, and Eliphalet. Then the Philistines heard that they had anointed David king upon Israel, and all the Philistines went up to seek David. And when David had heard this, he went down into a stronghold. And the Philistines came, and they were spread abroad in the valley of Rephaim. And David counseled with the Lord, and said, Whether I shall go up to Philistines, and whether thou shalt give them into mine hand? And the Lord said to David, Go thou up, for I shall betake the Philistines, and I shall give them into thine hand. Therefore David came into Baal-perazim, and smote them there, and said, The Lord hath parted mine enemies before me, as waters be parted. Therefore the name of that place was called Baal-perazim, that is, the field, either plain of parting. And they left there their sculptures or their images, which David burnt, and his men. And the Philistines added yet that they should ascend, and they were spread abroad in the valley of Rephaim. And David counseled with the Lord, and said, Whether I shall go up against the Philistines, and whether thou shalt betake them into mine hands? And the Lord answered, Thou shalt not go up against them, but compass thou them behind their back, and thou shalt come to them on the contrary side of the pear trees. And when thou shalt hear the sound of cry going in the tops of pear trees, then thou shalt begin battle. For then the Lord shall go out before thy face, that he smite the tents of Philistines. Therefore David did as the Lord commanded to him, and he smote the Philistines from Geba till they came to Gazer.